I just want to talk to you a little bit about what's happening in the state of Georgia, give you the good, the bad, and the possibilities. The good news is Georgia is moving towards becoming a greener state. The bad news is it's really slow. But that's where the opportunity lies. And what I want to talk about focuses on Atlanta, but I think, and focuses on Georgia, but I think can be extracted and can be applied in all of your states. Georgia is spending a lot of money on projects. In the next 5 years, we are going to be doing about $3 billion in e-splost, meaning educational taxes that will be spent only on capital projects. With the citizens in this room, with the citizens around the South, there's a way to make those projects green projects. It's not going to happen naturally. It's not going to happen unless we ask for it. But I think one of the great things about the energy in this room is that we can ask that the monies that are being let for those projects be spent on green jobs. If you're going to be building a new school in the 21st century, it should be a school that has green energy built into it. If you're going to be building a playground, it needs to be a playground that's sustainable. But they're not going to do that unless we demand it, because we're the citizens paying for this. We talked a little bit about equity. There's equity capital that comes from private equity, but there's the capital that we as citizens pay for, and we as citizens thus should be able to demand that it be spent the way we want it to be spent. And I will tell you that the other side spends a lot of time talking about where they want their money spent, but we're too often silent about what we want done with the money. So first and foremost, I would invite you all to look at what public projects are being let in your state and how they're allocating those dollars. In Georgia, it's not only the e-splost, which is about $3 billion over the next 5 years. In July, we go to the ballot to discuss the T-splost, which is the Transportation Special Local Option Sales Tax. That's $20 billion that will be spent in the next 10 years, not only on transportation projects, meaning laying roads and bridges, but all of the ancillary services. I know that North Carolina, Florida, Alabama, all of these states are starting to spend more money on transportation dollars, but too often we're not at the table demanding that those dollars be spent the way we know they should be. And so I will leave you with this. I know that you all have a couple of other things to get to today, but what I would ask you to do is first and foremost speak up. Everybody say it with me, say speak up. Speak up. Speak up and tell us, your state legislators, your city council members, anybody who's spending your money, tell us what you want. So you need to first do what? Secondly, I need you to show up. Say it with me, say show up. Show up. Once you've told us what you should do, show up and ask us if we're doing it. Because as Deborah can tell you with Georgia Stand Up, we'll listen to you any day of the week. If you show up in our office, I'll sit there and listen to you. The question is, will you come back? Because it's just like a teenager with a summer job. It's fine if you tell them what to do, but if you don't come back and make sure it got done, it's not going to happen. So first you have to do what? Secondly, and then because I am nodding to Deborah, the third thing you have to do is stand up. When we don't do our jobs, when you have spoken up and shown up, if we don't do what you've asked us to do, then you need to stand up and vote us out. Every 2 years you have an opportunity to tell us to go home and to hire someone else to do this job. And so if I'm not doing my job, if your citizen legislators are not doing their jobs, then they need to be replaced by people who will. And I will tell you that that is the worst thing in the world for a politician to say in 2012, right before an election, but I mean it. Because we're about to spend billions of your dollars. It's not my money, it's your money. And if you want your money invested in the green jobs, if you want your money invested in training programs, if you want your money invested in low-income programs, you have to demand it, because we're not going to do it on our own. We are, and this is my last statement, and I'm sorry for picking on teenagers, but I will tell you that politicians, and Abel Mabel can agree with this, politicians are like 15-year-old girls. We respond to peer pressure, attention, and money. And so I will tell you that I doubt most of you in here can afford to do a super PAC. But the best super PAC possible is a super PAC done when you pay attention to us, scare us into action if we don't act, organize to move us out. Because green jobs are not only the future, they're the possibility. And so I applaud you for being here today. I ask you to go back to your home states and find your legislators and do what? First you want to, then, finally, and I will now shut up. Thank you.